Hello. Ooh, very loud. How do we turn this down, mate? One. One, two. Oh, there it is. One, two, one, two, one, two. One, two, one, two, one. Oh, yeah, that's it. One, two. That's better. One, two. One, two, one, two. I reckon that's about. Oh, that's a shocker. One, two. One, two. Oh, well, we'll go with it. Yours, centre, right?
Yeah, mate.
Yep. Okay, ready? Hello and welcome to TIO Stadium round 17 in the NTFL competition. Southern District's up against the Tiwi Bombers. They are going to be the minor premiers, the Crocodiles, and they'll go into this game chock full of confidence. They've just got one more game to go before we get to the business part of the season. The Tiwi Bombers, well, their seasons just evaporated last week. Late in the match when they had a chance to get a win and get themselves a spot in the 5. They didn't get it, and they now face this game without any prospect at all of playing in the finals. Much interest today on the great Will Farrer. He'll line up at full forward. He comes into the game as Jared Eilert joins me on 98 goals today. Jared, he'll become, I think, the 4th player to kick 100 for Southern Districts today.
Yeah, we're all waiting for that one to happen, Charlie, and what a remarkable achievement. And considering Will Farrer was playing centre-half back a couple of years ago, Coach Shannon Rusker had him back there just to try and get him settled because he did play forward. His accuracy wasn't quite right, but they've thrown him up forward, and this year he's just exploded with accuracy.
He's been transformed. Kieran Davis is down on the boundary line. Kieran, what can you give us?
It's a very hot day. There's a lot of cloud cover, but that obviously makes for a lot of humidity. There's probably a 1 or 2 goal breeze towards Farrer's end, so we could see him kicking his goals in the first quarter.
He could do it in the first couple of minutes. They win the tap out of the middle, straight down in the hands of Rosie, a good Territory Thunder player. Back to Ben Armand. Overrun the foot. He gave Tiwi a chance to go in and get it. Scrambly little start there. The kick up towards the half-forward line. Running hard for it. Hamilton didn't get it for Southern Districts, but they do come away with it. Kick inside 50. Tiwi Bombers go back in numbers, force it towards the boundary line. Back there with them is Albert Tippenwoody. What a great defender he is. Handball over the top. It's a little bit dangerous. They're just going to get themselves out of trouble. They don't have to in the end. They just knock it over the boundary line. You know, you want to keep it away from Farrer. That's the plan today.
There's a bit of piggy in the middle, but the handballs almost went straight to Farrer. He not only is going to get supply from his teammates, he almost got supply from the defence.
And Jake Rowe-Duggan got the resultant hurried kick out of defence straight into his hands. He took a strong mark inside 50. Will he think to give it off to Farrer? Not likely.
No, I think the team, and Shannon Rusker spoke last week after the draw with Wanderers that it wasn't even a factor Willie Farrer's amount of goals, so they'll be playing team footy early.
Jake Rowe-Duggan goes for goal, kicks nicely and misses. Farrer was cheering in the goal square. Maybe he's cheering because he knows the ball's going to stay in that forward 50 when the Tiwi Bombers bring it out.
He'll be on. He'll be running and jumping and leading hard for every ball today.
Gee, it's a big moment though, isn't it, Jared, in footy to kick 100? Here's Cannard with a scramble kick. I reckon it was Cannard. He's dribbled it through somehow. Cannard gets the first goal of the match.
Well, we know, Tiwi Bombers, their finals hopes or aspirations are finalised, but just a slow start. 2 kick-outs and 2 turnovers for 2 shots at goal within the first 2 minutes. It's, there is some pride to play for still, and hopefully that was just a missed kick, but kicking into the man on the mark from fullback is unforgivable.
Now, someone's just come and told us that number 17 out there, AJ Bush for the Tiwi Bombers, generally is the water boy, and today he's got the jumper on. That might be an indication on how they're approaching this match today.
Yeah, well, I mean, you run out there, you've got to put your best foot forward, and mind you, the intensity around the ball has been pretty good within the first 3 minutes, but just those skill errors early, not good.
Kick inside 50. Look at Farrer. Oh, long handball from him too. Got it out wide to Payne. Payne's going to go for goal and miss off to the right. What about the run of Farrer? Do you know what I'd do with him today? I'd let him kick his 2 goals and pull him straight off. Leave him. Because he's just full of beans, isn't he?
Yeah. There'll be a few nerves there, and obviously the pressure. And Willie Farrer, one of his weaknesses that he actually puts a lot of pressure on himself. That was in the few years going back, and that's why he had to be changed to the back line. But now he seems to get hold of that, and he's just full of confidence.
McGuinnesskin with a good mark, gets it outside 50, sets it up high. Here's Farah, front position, got it. Will Farah, the best possible kick for him. And that's beautiful of the Tiwi Bombers. Thank you very much for leaving the space in front of Farah. He had no one to get in his way. He just went for it and took great mark.
This will tell us how his nerves are. If he's nervous and not, and if he's feeling it, this could spray off the side of the boot.
Will Farah, 99. He's got no trouble at all. Kicks the goal.
He's not. It's all about team, though, for Southern District, and I think that's what's going to calm him. The approach is about team. They're heading into finals. They've got a good list, Charlie. They're ins for this game. Benna, Matty Rosier, Robbie Copeland, and Glenn Randall. They're just superstars of the game, and they're able to bring Shannon Rusk is able to bring those names into this team today.
Yep, it's fantastic. You better pass me that iPad over there, Jared, because if he has another shot in a minute, I want to record it for posterity. He will become the fourth 100 goal. Now, Wedding kicked 100, Cupido kicked 100, and Jakovic kicked 100.
Yes.
They're all for Southern Districts. We were talking today to Brian Stanislaus, 762 goals, I think it was. I thought it was 767 or something. He said, you gave me 4 than what I kicked. I said, doesn't matter when you got 700 and something.
That's right.
What a great player. You would have played with Stanislaus.
I did, yes.
Something of a player, isn't he? Here we go again. Kennard out in front. Now, Kennard's going to give it to Farah here. No, he's not. He's going to straighten up. He's going to go to centre half forward. It was a poor kick. He wanted to get it to Paper Talk. He didn't get it. Was cut off in defence. Willie Rioli slams it out wide. Gives it off to Priest. And Priest with a long kick out to the wing. So the Tiwi Bombs got to play for some pride today. That's a kick forward there by Bradley Palapamini. Was dropped down there by the mercurial Ross Tungatalam. Goes one way and then the other, then kicks into the man closing in onto him. Spills to the boundary line.
Yeah, absolutely, Charlie. Always playing for pride. And their big guns, William Rioli, Ross Tungatalam, Austin Warner-Murray, going to have to stand up. But the one player that they are missing, that they've relied heavily on over the last 3 weeks, is Simon Munkara. He's not out there today.
Look at Farah. He's down there in the goal square. It's like he's got some contagious disease. There's not a player who wants to go anywhere near him. So he's deep down on that forward line all by himself.
The Southern Districts have started pretty well. Again, last week they had the first 10 minutes. They controlled the first 10 minutes, but Wanderers were able to overrun them, and they were lucky to get away with the draw, to be honest. But tonight, this afternoon, they're just on song.
Armour, long. Now he's got to hit this, He's left his man down there, Farrell, all by himself. He's done very, very well. He's a good defender. There's no doubt about that. He ran hard at the footy and he made sure and got it outside that dangerous area, Jason Purantatameri. Surely he'll feature in their best and fairest this year, I'd reckon, Jason Purantatameri.
Yeah, I agree with you, Charlie. He's been a pretty strong defender for them, reliable defender over this season.
Mullins scrambled it up the half forward. Southern Districts on the charge, back out again. Was dropped there. Should have done better than that, Jake Rowe-Duggan. So Districts can get clear. Yes, they can from the half-back line. Short little chip kick. And the runners in the middle, they're screaming for it. That's Armour wants it. Henry Armour didn't quite go to him. It went to his direction. Dunn on the clean-up. Geez, had a good couple of weeks, this guy. Michael Dunn. He almost single-handedly got them to the line in games. They didn't quite win, but he did all the good work for them. Kurt Dunn. Dunn to Dunn. Job done.
To Austin Warner-Murray. Nice diving mark out in front.
A couple of big issues discussed today on our local radio program. Jared, I'm going to put the questions to you through this broadcast. First one is going to be about whether netball and football teams can actually merge to create a one-team facility where they get together and share a facility. See what your thoughts are on that. And the other one I'll talk to you about in a moment is Austin Wanamiri from a long way out. Gives it plenty, thumps it along and deep for goal. Right on the line, touched. Minus score.
Yeah, the kick was straight, just didn't have enough on it. Copeland to bring the ball back in.
The 16 suspension rule. If you're suspended for 16 matches, you're deregistered. I want to ask your thoughts on that. Is the kick around the body? And ball chased back. Some clever work done there by Christian Papertalk. You want him in top form too, Papertalk, going into the grand finals. He's missed quite a bit, hasn't he, in the second half of the season?
Yeah, that's right. But I think we have seen in patches what he can bring to the Southern Districts team. He's that small, wiry forward on baller that can just create something out of nothing. And I think does Southern Districts need him in the team when he's on? He's a big part of it.
Yep. I reckon we watched him for a month, Jared, where he just didn't get into the game. It was almost like he wasn't interested. He wasn't switched on, and they persevered with him for a while, and then they said no. But here they are. They can take this forward. Here's Matt Rosier. Farah! Oh, got over his head. He got to the mark. Didn't quite clean it up. Jason Purantadameri on the clean-up. Oh. Handball to Farah. He goes for goal. Bang!
There it is. 100. And there it is, Charlie. We even got people running onto the field, jumping the fence. Normally you see this kind of thing down south, but it's a remarkable achievement by William Farah. He's a premiership player. He's a premiership player with Thunder as well, but great to see his teammates get there and congratulate him on this sensational achievement, 100 goals in the 2016 NTFL competition.
Took 9 minutes of the first term to put it to bed. We said he'd get it within 10. Well, they want to get it within 10 minutes. They got it at the 9-minute mark. Well done, Will Farah. Congratulations. You join a list of great champions in the territory who've kicked 100 goals. And we will pay tribute not just to Will Farah, but this team that works with him who are able to win that ball out of the midfield throughout the year and get that ball down to him and deliver it to him and give him every chance.
Just a few quick selfies down there, Charlie, no doubt. Family and friends running onto the field. He's going over to his family now and saying thank you very much for your support over the season, and no doubt they're a big part of this as well.
Gets a couple of kisses. He's got the little one. They're coming from everywhere.
Oh, and the banner goes up as well. Congratulations. 100 goals, Will Farah.
Amazing effort. An amazing player. Will they wait for him in the middle to come back? It's his choice whether he comes back.
I wonder when they made that banner. Was it 5 weeks ago?
Yeah. That's why they shake the dust of it.
That's it.
Well, he's written into the history books forever. Will Farah, congratulations. 100 goals as this big kick scrambled out of the middle by Christian Papertalk down towards half forward. Mark taken down there, a good one too.
Marcus Hamilton, he's the guy that handballed it to William Farah. He's going to kick it to him for his possible 101st goal.
So you see him run at the ball, then I really would take him off, I reckon. If I was a coach, I'd just say it's high risk stuff and there's no value in it. Come off for a while because he's just so pumped.
Yeah.
He could come away with an injury here, which would be just terrible for him and for the team.
I don't think you could do it to a player though, Charlie. As a player, I think you want to be out there and living it up.
Oh, well, I was thinking 5 minutes just to settle down.
Yeah,
because you do run a risk, honestly.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
Here's the kick deep to the forward line. Knocked back towards the boundary line. Good defensive work down there by Barker. He's been good too, Barker. Carl Barker, good defender. They've got some good players on every line here, Southern Districts.
Absolutely, and they're still waiting for Jared Brennan to come back into the team as well. And I thought Barlow played pretty well last week for Districts. So again, they've got a long list of quality players that come back in. So
throw in, deep down in the Southern District. Now the umpire's picked something out. What's he picked out there, Jared? You can see it better than I can.
He's just making sure the ruckmen are a metre apart, I think. I think that was the call, but the throw-in didn't actually go to the ruckman. But anyway, Districts clear the ball out of their 50, out onto the wing, and it's a bit of a foot race.
A little handball over the top was pretty good. Now they can run forward. Well done. That's Dion Munkara. Great mark down on the forward line. That's a trivia. That's Cantilla. Roy Cantilla. Good mark.
He had to take the body. He got to the right position, but he had to take the hard body by Michael Bowden there. So extremely good mark. He's opted to go for the torpedo. Looks great off the boot.
Right on the line. I think there's a mark taken.
Although there was a push out. So
push out.
Must have wanted to Mary read it the best. It's a great looking torpedo off the Roy Cantilla kick, but free kick in the goal square. I think it's to Matt Cannard. He's pushed all the way down. Jake Rowe Duggan deep in the pocket, calling for his teammates to lead for him. There's not too many options at the moment, but one thing that Southern Districts do have, they have some tall timber.
Yeah, they do, don't they? That's one thing in their favour, and they've used it pretty well this year.
Yeah, absolutely. At the moment, they're just playing possession footy, chipping the ball around. Hamilton again getting a lot of early possessions. A great centering kick, and they're out here.
Runners everywhere. Little kick scrambled off the boot there by Copeland. And again, they're going to go looking for Farrell. He gets out in front, got it at his bootlaces. I reckon he's gone for 4 and got 2.
Yeah, yep.
But Tiwi on the clean-up. Well, they're going to have to bring this back. No, they're not. They're letting it go on. So Tiwi from the far side of the ground, whack it out wide towards the boundary line over there by the Wanderers clubhouse, and stays inside the field of play. And the umpire says no, it didn't. So boundary umpire to come into the picture.
Kieran, how was the reaction from the crowd, mate, after William Farrow's 100th goal?
Yeah, I think every football fan, Tiwi fan, district fan, every fan of every club was applauding that. It's a fantastic achievement. I must say, the disappointing crowd numbers, I think, to see someone kick 100 goals is a pretty rare occasion. I would have thought the NTFL would have promoted it a bit more than they did. Still, a decent crowd and a great reaction from the crowd. They really enjoyed that. It was a classic Will Farrow goal, and great to see. Great to come down and see that at the footy.
They're probably all watching it on YouTube, Jared. They didn't have to come in. They realised that.
Well, it is a bit of a dead rubber in terms of the outcome of this game, but you're right, Kieran. The achievements, the individual achievement by Will Farrow is certainly worthwhile coming down and supporting.
Bowden, short to Ogden. Now they run it from defence. Up the corridor they go. Paper Talk in good position here. Dunn at the back. This is a good tassel between the two. Dunn got a handball and a clever one too. Came to him from William Virgil, Purantata Mary. He does it again. Does it the second time. Got the handball out to Port Jimmy. Port Jimmy out wide with the kick. They're on the run here. In front position, Babui, and no one near him now. On the wing, swings it back into the corridor. Nice kick, and delivered it off to Albert Tippenwoody.
Yeah, they're getting their opportunity just from turnovers, the Tiwi Bombers. So if they can make the most of it, they should put enough scoreboard pressure on to actually be competitive in this game.
Camden Vagona Ross got a high tackle. Got it in the middle. Went down to centre half forward with the kick. Little sloppy back there by the Tiwi Bombers at the moment. And that's Mullins with the kick around the corner. Handball over the top. Chance here to run in and kick a goal. Dion Munkara lines up and kicks. I reckon he's got it. He has. Dion Munkara kicks a goal.
Yeah, nice centering ball will transfer over to the fat side. Copeland for Southern Districts will nullify the contest, but we know Tiwi Bombers are dangerous at ground level, and Dion Munkara is one of the best at crumbing the football, and a nice left foot snap for a goal. Good
team, the Tiwi Bombers. They probably, with respect due to Will Farrow, said, look, fellas, we won't kick a goal until he gets his 100 out of the way. So it's taken him 15 minutes to kick there first. He'd kicked 2 by the 9-minute mark and had his 100.
Yeah, good call. Good call, Charlie.
3-3 to 1-1. Hot conditions here. Get down to Kieran at quarter time. See what these coaches say. How do they approach this game? It'll be interesting to hear what the coaches have to say. Held up in the middle. Umpire picks a free kick out of it. Tiwi Bombers going to get it. They go away off the run of Ross Tungatellum. Drives it inside 50. It's a good kick from him too. Gave Willie Rioli a chance. Willie off the right boot. Goes with that bouncing ball. Wanted it to bounce over the top of the defenders. It didn't. They got a hand on it and turned it into a minor score.
So quick with that pickup, Charlie, but he had more time to actually settle and make the distance on the full rather than try and rely on the bounce.
Ben Armat, a long way out. He's actually got Roe Duggan. He didn't go there. He decided to turn it over instead and gave it to young Wanambi. And he went short inside 50. So Tiwi Bombers now, looks like Southern Districts might have just lost their concentration after that celebratory performance around Will Farrow after he kicked his 100. And they've let it get turned over just a little too easily. So Waston Monowiri with a chance here, directly out in front. Do you remember seeing him walk around this oval a few times when Melbourne here, trying to get him to go back and play for the Demons? 2 or 3 laps. Chris Connolly walking with him, I remember. Here's the shot from the 50, misses it out to the right, minor score. But he said he couldn't do it anymore. He lost his father, of course, was a sad thing. He came home and decided this is where he'd stay. And he's been a fine servant for the Tiwi Bombers since. No regrets for not having, lengthened his performance, his matches with the Melbourne Demons.
He quickly became a cult figure, didn't he, down in Melbourne, and just the passion in the way he played the game, everyone got on board.
Well, the big news has just come through for those wanting to know. The water boy from Tiwi Bombers is lining up at the interchange bench wearing number 17. That's AJ Bush. He's about to go on. The water boy's on. Let's see if he can play footy. I'll tell you what, he'll know where not to go when.
Yeah, that's right.
But there's action happening. And a big thump down. Southern District's on the clean-up. Good work from them to Payne.
Nice follow-up.
Farah's gone back into the goal square. But it was gathered in that time by Christian Paper Talk. He didn't so much kick it through as caress it through, Jared.
It's just a little chip over the top, wasn't it, really? But had the distance and great second effort there by Matty Payne. He was quick to get it inside the 50. Didn't quite hit the target, but he pushed up to get front and centre and then created another scoring opportunity for his teammate. And Paper Christian Talk.
So he's just coming on. Francis Vagona Daniels had a bit of a spell. They just look a tired bunch, don't they? Even walking off now, some of the players look, we've played, 19 minutes, and players look absolutely exhausted coming off, and one of them there, Roy Cantilla.
It was very muggy. We had a big storm overnight, and my fear was that the oval was going to be, I guess, a bit of a mud pit, but it's drained really well. There is a bit of cloud cover, like Kieran said, but it is very muggy and humid.
How many will Farah kick today? He'll go 6 or 8, won't he?
Yeah, I reckon you're spot on, Charlie. Spot on. And what districts can do now is they can take the focus off that. And they did come out and play team footy anyway, so it wasn't a big part of their game plan up front. But they just get on with the job now. And they really need to make a statement here, I think, leading into finals.
So Farah went down to centre half forward there while that's all happening at the other end of the ground. Cannard called him back, which was interesting because Cannard was staying down at full forward and Cannard just said to him, come back. And so they've swapped now and he makes his way back down to full forward. Interesting call from Cannard. He's a senior player. He has the right to call that.
Well, there's no doubt that that's the most dangerous matchup for Southern Districts. William Farah, one-on-one, no one in front of him against Jason Puntatameri.
Mark inside 50 from what might not have been an intended kick. And so they'll be able to have a shot from almost directly out in front. Who is that with the footy down there? Is it Roy Farmer? It might be Roy Farmer. I reckon. He's going to kick from inside 50. These names, you just remember them, Jared, across years, don't you? They come as young players and then they just become senior players and you see them grow and develop. And Roy Farmer's one of them, played a lot of footy.
Oh, Roy Farmer, Roy Cantilla. Roy Farmer is another one, though, that we should see out there. And
he missed that one. He had a shot, but he missed.
Oh, that's right. We've got Roy Farmer and Roy Cantilla out there. So it is good to see.
It's the Roy boys.
That's right.
Here's McGinniskin with the high up and under. Cannard at front position here. Worked his way. Got too far under the footy. Gave him every chance to beat him, and they did. But Bowie wins it from the centre of the ground. The kick was good. And he got it down straight into the hands there of Camden Vagona Ross.
AJ Bush at the back here. Can he get a goal?
Oh, great grab there by Ross Tungatalam. You don't see him take the big high marks often, but ground level he is just something. But he does that one pretty well.
Absolutely. Not too many people take those kind of marks on Robert Copeland. Ross Tungatalam, the sneaky little knee in the back.
Very capable player, this man, Ross Tungatalam. People love watching him play. His kick is pretty good. He kicks the goal, so they're doing okay here. Tiwi Bombers, they get their second for the match, but it has taken them a long time. 22 minutes gone.
Just over the last 5 minutes, Charlie, they've actually, I think, had higher possession rate than what Southern Districts have had. So Weather Districts, similar to last week, where they controlled most of the game for the first 10 minutes, they just took the foot off the pedal a bit. And you give enough football to the Tiwi Bombers, they will make you pay.
Nearly quarter time here. It'll be a quarter that'll be remembered for a long time out at Sutton Districts. It'll be the quarter where they took 10 minutes to get the ball down to Will Farah, and he started the game with 98 goals. He's at 100 now, and satisfaction I'm sure he's feeling at the moment. They came from everywhere. Kick picked out of the middle. Will he get another one? There'll be a deep kick down there. He's the man in position for it. He's running very fast at the footy. Just can't get to it. And it rolls over the boundary line at 50 for a throw-in. So Farah's got to make the long journey back to where he came from.
Matty Payne, he's certainly picking up a lot of possessions, but his skill and accuracy at the moment is not quite on. So, again, if he can work his way into the ball, he's going to be quite dangerous for Districts.
It's an okay kick there by Donald Mungatopi to the middle of the ground. Now Dunn. Michael Dunn, high up and under kick, landed there safely in the hands of Michael Bowden. Terrific defender, long handball over the top. Cleverly done by Copeland. Off the boot now of Carter. Inside 50, but cut off in defence. Good strong mark taken back there by Willie Rioli. That's not Willie Rioli, is it?
Yep.
It is Willie Rioli.
Nice kick too.
Looked like a bit of a tunnel ball throw or something. Not enough to catch the attention of the umpire. Handball back there to McAdam.
Cadam Roberts.
Willie Rioli. So he's down at playing in the SANFL, isn't he?
He is. He's down with Glenelg.
The old Bays. Some good players over many years. Ball finishes up out there. Roy Farmer across half back. Kick to William Virgil Purantata Mary. Can we call him WV? We want his name to be Virgil William because it's easy to say VW. Which is what we used to call an old friend of mine was a player. His name was Vaughan Williams.
Ah, yes.
And we called him, I think his name started off as VW, then it became Dubs, and then it became Beetle, I think, in the end. you had a nickname, weren't you, the Bulldog or something?
Yeah, something like that, Charlie. Spent more time on my hands and knees trying to get the football than not.
Kick out here to the wing. It's pretty good. Gave Paper Talk a chance. On the clean-up, he's good. Brings it inside 50. Again, that delivery is not good enough for Farahs. They've got to do better than that, really, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be reigning premiers, Charlie, and hot favourites for the premiership. So we expect their accuracy and their skills to be top-notch.
Because Farah's going to be a key player. You'd want to work out how, I mean, they should have done it by now, but you need to work out how to get the ball to him and give him every chance, not like, 10% of a chance.
And quite often with a player like Farah, you don't actually need to spear it into him. You can just pop it up and let him run onto it.
And that's right. And if you're another player in the forward line, just open it up for him.
That's right.
Because he can win one-on-one. Quarter time here, and it was a quarter we'll long remember when Will Farah kicked his 100th goal. Took him 9 minutes to do it, and his team leads at quarter time. 4-3 to the Tiwi Bombers 2. Some comments from Jared Otter.
Yeah, obviously Southern Districts had a point to prove by coming out off the back of a draw last week against Wanderers, but and they started on fire. They obviously got the result they wanted with William Farah within the 10 minutes. Marcus Hamilton, Roe Duggan and Matty Payne just winning a lot of the football for Southern Districts. However, it's going to be the accuracy, it's going to be the execution of the skills that's going to keep Tiwi in the game. If they can sharpen that up, they're in for a big score.
So quarter time here, it's round 17 of the NTFL, the penultimate round. One to go before we head into the finals. But at quarter time here, the team that is going to finish minor premiers, Southern Districts are leading 4-3, Tiwi Bombers 2-4.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131 TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business, Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Jane.
Tom! Play on, Matty, straight out! Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl.
Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball.
Play on! All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
My sister was sleeping like that last night. That's very serious, right here. His sister was in my bed last night. Yeah. Putting the Facebook anyway.
Second term about to get underway. Teams making their way back. Jared picked up an interesting thing. You think that the bylaws of footy says you can't leave the ground at quarter time. What are your understanding?
Yeah, that is my understanding, Charlie, and something that we obviously uphold during the other grades, where the teams have to stay on the field. But I'll have to follow that up during the week because I'm pretty keen to bring the women's team off at quarter time, three-quarter time when there's blaring sun like that.
Well, the umpires went off as well. That might be what that's what gave it the approval. Let's go down to Kieran. He was listening in, interested to what he's got to say. Kieran.
The call rooms, and obviously I couldn't come in, but I did have a word with Brent Toy towards the end of that quarter about the fact that AJ Bush is in the side. Apparently there was a bit of a aircraft maintenance issues and 3 of their players couldn't come up. AJ Bush, Francis, Fagona Daniel and Luke McAdam Roberts had to be rushed into the side. So a bit of a manpower issue for Tiwi today.
All right, we'll leave it there. Kieran, we've got some trouble with that microphone of yours. But we go back into the centre. We picked up a bit of that. AJ Bush, who we talked about earlier on, was that some aircraft travel according to Kieran, and so 3 players weren't able to get on the flight, so they had to find 3 from somewhere, and the water boy happened to be standing there. They threw him the jumper.
Well, that just shows the challenges of the Tiwi Bombers Football Club that they have to go through week in, week out to actually field a team.
So from the middle, let's see what Tiwi can do here to try and make this into a contest. The handball was okay to Hamilton out wide. He's got the runner to chase it. That's Matt Rosier. Up from Alice Springs, Thunder player and a good one. Steps back in the field of play, then off the left boot. He got a little bump, but his kick was still pretty good to Cannard. Finds him inside 50 along the boundary line, long way out from goals. 4 goals, 3-2 for Jared Eilert with me. Kieran Davis on the boundary line. Charlie King in the commentary box here at Marara for the round 17 match. McGinniskin came in late, got his hands on it, couldn't clean it up. Paper Talk with the handball over the top. They go now to Farah. Round the body he goes. Bang's got another one.
Number 101, William Farah. He's one of the most exciting players in the NTFL competition, not only this year, but from over the past 3 to 4 years, Charlie. And he's getting a lot of reward for a lot of hard work over that period of time.
Jared, can I ask you what it does to a team? What does it do to the morale of a team if you've got a player in there kicks 100 goals?
Yeah, I guess Tiwi Bombers are the unfortunate team. They'll go in history as the team that Southern Districts were playing against when William Farah knocked up that milestone. But I think the respect that the players have for William Farah and for that achievement shouldn't impact how they play. But they've got to get back to basics. Got to win the footy. Got to play in front, win the centre clearances, and give their forwards an opportunity to kick a winning score.
Okay, umpire in the middle will throw this up again after it was all smothered there and then knocked down, and now Tiwi Bombers get a bit of a kick out of the pack down towards the 50-metre line. They have runners out wide if they can work it out there towards Bradley Palapamini. They didn't. They got it instead off to this man, James Port. Jimmy goes around his body and kicks the goal.
Brilliant reply. Yeah, absolutely. And again, the Bombers from that ball up and pack of players, they were in front and able to control and dictate the play. And James Port Jimmy, he's renowned for kicking goals like that. Nice little left foot snap.
So they've got 3 goal kickers and they've got 3 goals. On the other side of the ledger, Will Farrell with 3. Cannard and Paper Talk a goal each. So Farrell now to 101, as Jared said. If you've just joined us, got his second goal at the 9-minute mark of the first term after he started the match with 98 majors. And then he joined those other 3 Southern Districts players as 100 goal kickers. Damien Cupido was 1, Alan Jakovic was 1, and Wedding was the other one, wasn't he?
It was.
Ashley Wedding, what a great player he was. Cupido and Wedding, I remember in recent times. Jakovic further back.
Is Jakovic a left footer or right footer?
I reckon he might have been a right footer.
Yeah. I know Wedding and Cupido left footers.
He was a bit of a heavy footer, I understand. They had a few fines out for him for driving a little quicker than he should have. Apparently he didn't pay a lot of parking tickets either.
Yeah, right. I've got a bit of a report here, Charlie. It was high contact. There's no doubt about that. And it looks like Ross Tonga-Tullam's name's going into the book. So
he might miss next week's match, which is, just look at that round 18 match the Tiwi Bombers play Palmerston. It'll be a crucial match for Palmerston. Their situation is, if Nightcliff win today and Palmerston lose, then Nightcliff will play in the finals.
Yeah, right.
It's simple as that.
Plenty on the line.
Yeah, but if they both win today, it'll go back. Next week it has to be decided. And if they both lose today, then it'll be decided next week as well.
Yeah,
and of course, if Palmerston win and Nightcliff lose, it'll be decided next week as well. Because if it's reversed next week and Palmerston lose and Nightcliff win, Nightcliff have the superior percentage. That, I'm sure, is very confusing.
We need a whiteboard, Charlie. We need a whiteboard, and we'll just go through this at half time.
On the wing, Tiwi Bombers with it. Charles down into the forward line. Oh, it was a bad bounce. He ran maybe just a little bit too far, Priest, and got away from him.
He's been a handy player for the Tiwi Bombers over the course of the year, Charlie. He played some really good games out at Gardens Oval.
Got a bit of height about him, hasn't he? Here he's doing the ruck work. Gets at the back, didn't get up to it. Just got blocked from it. Ross Tonga-Tullam involved. Didn't get it, but they've run away with it through Sleeth. Kick to the middle, they turned it over. Trying to work it back through Donald Mungatopi. Ball held up, Pat comes over the top. Umpire will have no alternative other than to ball it up.
Great tackle by Donald Mungatopi. He had to kill the ball there. He had to nullify the contest because Districts were just running in waves, and if they got the ball out in front, it would have been open space for William Farrer to run into.
Someone once said of football, Jared, it's just a series of events, one after the other. And when you think about it, that's what it is, isn't it? Someone's got the footy, they do something with it, and someone else has the opportunity. Someone's got the ball, or someone else has got it, or it's in dispute. That's the three things
phases
that actually happen, isn't it, really?
Absolutely. And you want to you want your teammates to be in that phase of having the ball more often than not, because then you can control play.
Yeah. So they're clean up with the kick into the middle of the ground straight to Carter. And Carter goes for McGinniskin, finds him at 50. Had a little bit of space to work in, took a strong mark, wheels around onto the left boot. He's got players out left and plenty of them, and the kick was a good one. Straight into the hands of Duffy. And Duffy has gone for goal.
No, he's outlaid it to Matty Kennard.
Oh, Kennard in the middle.
Front.
The big pole was in front of me and I couldn't see Kennard. We're up in the commentary box. And I'm not talking about someone from Poland. It's just a big pole, part of the window structure. And I was looking and I couldn't see Kennard, but he's directly out in front now.
Yeah, there's a nice little chip kick over by Matthew Duffy. He found some space inside the forward 50.
Matt Kennard, inspirational player, directly out in front, has a goal already. He kicks well, he won't miss from there, and he does, and he's got his second for the match. He's got one in each quarter, and his team skips away even further now. 6-4, the Crocodiles leading the Tiwi Bombers 3-4. Let's go down and see if we can get something from Kieran. Let's see if it works, the microphone this time. Kieran.
I have to say the sun's come out a bit more, and it's probably getting even hotter. I'm sweating like a pig, to put it lightly. And it's going to be very hard for players. Obviously, it's going to cool down during this game.
I'm not sure. Well, that's not working that well for him. But we did hear sweating like a pig. We feel for him, Jared.
We do. It's tough conditions. We send him out in, Charlie.
So I don't know what's happening with that microphone of his. We need to fix it up. So from the middle again. Here they come, using a good handball. They did pretty well. That's Matthew Payne to win it out of the middle. McGinniskin again. Geez, having a bit of it, isn't he, McGinniskin?
Yeah, he's playing centre half forward and doing pretty well at the moment.
It's an easy kick that got over the top. And here's all the runners going forward. Farrer up high, takes a strong mark. On a bit of a toughish angle, we'll kick from about 25, maybe 30 metres.
And that was a kick exactly what I was talking about before, Charlie, where you don't have to spear it into him. You just need to pop it up, put it in front, put it in space, and he can run and jump at it. And there's no defender that can stop that when the ball gets kicked in like that.
So the angle is slightly worse than 45, and he'll go for goal. He's a good kick of the footy. He doesn't miss again. He's got another one. He's going to kick a bag today. He's got 4 goals already, and we've only played 8 minutes of the second term. I said he'd get about 6 or 8, but I think he might have to revisit that. He might get 10 or 12.
Yeah, there's every possibility of that happening, Charlie. And the good thing for Southern Districts and for William leading into the finals. Now that Milestone's out of the way. Don't have to worry about it anymore. It's just about team. It's about finals. It's about getting the best structures and playing the best footy leading into finals.
24 points to the margin, 7-4 to 3-4. Southern District's comfortably in front. They've kicked 3 goals in this quarter, and the Tiwi Bombers just the 1. Centre clearance is important. McGinniskin's gone in there. They'll get plenty of drive from him. Tiwi Bombers win it this downtown towards Ben Ahmat. He was put under some pressure and then lost it. Second effort was pretty good from him. Out towards the 50-metre line. District's working in defence. Ross Tungatulum gets to the foot. He tries to hold it up. He's looking at the umpire. He was looking at the wrong umpire, as it turned out. And there was no free kick in it. 7-4 plays 3-4. 4 straight goals the difference. Tapped down straight into the hands that time of Vigona Ross. And hurried over the boundary line. Nowhere to go was Matt Rosier.
He's always at the bottom of the pack, Charlie. He's one of my favourite players at Thunder. It's not much to him. He runs all day and he gets pretty much bashed up all day, but keeps going.
Yeah, you like those players, don't you? Here's a thump out of the ruck. Free kick, though. It's going to come out of it. And District's going to get it. It's in the hands there of McGregor.
Risky kick.
It was one that made it tough for his teammate to get it at 50. Ball held up inside 50. Umpire's going to have to ball this up.
Yeah, I think William Rioli went looking for the free kick, but he well and truly tried to duck underneath that tackle to try and break through. So good umpiring. Wasn't going to get sucked into that.
A scramble of players here at centre half forward for the Tiwi Bombers, but they're merging with the footy as Marcus Hamilton runs out of the centre of the ground. Spearing kick up towards Kennard at half forward, rolls away from him. Hotly pursued out there by Babui and finds the boundary line.
Marcus Hamilton's work rate in this game is 100 times higher than it was last week, and I reckon the coaching staff would have given him a rocket saying, look, we need more from you. You were in that category of players that didn't give us enough in that game, and one of the reasons why we didn't get the win. So he's well and truly responded.
How difficult is it to have that sort of discussion? Have you had to have it? You've been a captain and a coach, have you not?
Yes, I've had that discussion many a time. We need more from you.
Oh, from both sides. You haven't delivered that sermon?
Oh, yes. I mean, every game, Charlie, but I think during the discussion during the week, when you review the tape, you can get your some footage and you can explain it properly, and no doubt that's what would have occurred during the week.
So Southern Districts with their little kick from half back, and they start to run their ball carriers clear now. Here's Copeland, strong and solid. Gave it off to Bowden. Bowden's kick was nice off the left boot, measured it beautifully too to Duffy, and Duffy further on downfield to Armour, and Armour up to McGinniskin, got his hands on it, left it behind. Tiwi Bomber said, enough of this. Going to clear this out of here, and that's exactly what. That's a fantastic kick from defence. Got over the top of the wall. If he looked out to his right, he would have seen a teammate there, absolutely unattended, Priest, but he went deep instead, and it worked out the best in the end. So Austin Wanamiri has it almost directly in front, all but.
Yeah, just too smart and too much strength. Austin Wanamiri for his opponent in Ogden then, and we expect him to come and kick accurately, and he just pops it over the top as well for another goal to the Tiwi Bombers. They're just staying in the game, Charlie, just doing enough to stay in the game, but the ball movement was superb. Nice run out of the back line from Michael Dunn. Great kick, great execution, quick play into Austin Wanamiri 1-on-1.
So that's his first goal, and they're all single goal kickers. Port Jimmy, Ross Tungatulum and Dion Munkara for their 4. 4-4, Tiwi Bombers, Southern District 7-4, margin 18 points. Hot day here, it really is tough conditions. Rain, as Jared said last night and early this morning, quite a big storm went through, and normally how it works in the tropics, you get a storm early in the day, the ground stays just a little moist, and that humidity just builds off it as the sun comes shining down on a wet ground. Ross Tungatulum merges with the footy, gets onto the right boot. It's a good kick, and he's found Austin Wanamiri again. just did that so well. He didn't change the direction he was running, Ross Tungatulum, but he did with his foot when it hit the ball.
Just all class, isn't he? And pinpoint accuracy at high speed. And he summed it up pretty quickly too. He had some space in front of him, so he took the grass. He had a bounce, saw Sawanamiri running to the other side, and hit him beautifully.
Can he become the first multiple goal kicker? He's a good kicker to footy. He certainly does. He's got 2, both in this quarter. And he closes the gap a little closer now. They're within 12 points. 7-4 plays, 5-4.
Sure, William Rioli as coach, we're saying, just do that. Just do that all the time.
Just keep showing them that. There it is. Well, footy's like that. It can be that easy, can't it?
It can be. I guess the space and the ball bounce the right way. But when you've got some quality players like Ross Tungatulum and they can get some space, you're able to kick some goals.
Jared, we were talking today on radio about netball and football teams getting together to create a merger and have a super club, if you like. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. One of the things that we have found, Charlie, that a lot of the sporting clubs like to guard their patch. So it's going to be a difficult conversation to have. But and I think most of it, the positives the conversation should be based around the positives in terms of getting greater facilities, saving some money, inputting that back into juniors. I think it'll take a while to have that discussion, though.
Okay. From out on the wing, Tiwi Bombers can bring it in. And umpire's going to play this on, and they'll get out of trouble with Bowden's kick, a nice one to Paper Talk, finds him on the wing. And his kick up towards the centre corridor was a good one. Linked it up through Duffy. Too many red shirts back there in defence. They got him in the middle. That's where he should go. I think he was thinking of going there, but I don't think he had the skill to do it. And in the end, the Tiwi Bombers win it anyway and kick it out wide. Mark taken out there by McAdam Roberts, and he's kicked down towards the goal line. And in the end, they just get sick of it and go and kick it over the boundary line. There's Charlie McAdam.
Actually, that was a good result for Tiwi then. Southern Districts had all the numbers, but the work rate by McAdam Roberts to not only kick the ball into the one-on-one contest, he was able to follow up, nullify it, and now Tiwi Bombers have a boundary throw-in inside their 50.
16 minutes gone, second term. If you've just joined us, he's got his couple of goals already, has Will Farrer.
Great footy.
Left foot kick there by Roy Cantilla, caresses a lovely goal.
Sensational read of the play, and the boundary throw just went too far for the traditional ruckmans to have a tap on it, but Roy Farmer reading it beautifully, and nice left foot snap. Roy Cantilla, I should say.
Well, it's a very good goal because it puts them within a goal. 7-4 place, 6-4. Seen this from Tiwi Bombers. They're sometimes a bit slow, they're starters. Other times they start at 100 miles an hour. They're just fairly unpredictable about how they're actually going to play the game, which is one of their assets, I always felt.
Yeah, well, in that contest in particular, the defence for Southern Districts were asleep. There wasn't enough accountability, obviously. Cantilla able to run straight through unopposed, and if you're going to give Tiwi Bombers space, they make you pay.
1-on-2 out here, and the Tiwi, it's the boundary umpire. The kick goes right across that line, and the mark taken there by none other than Bradley Palapamini. This will test him. He's going to kick from on 50, all but directly in front. He can tie the scores up here. After the Southern Districts led 4-3 to 2-4 at quarter time. It's a long kick, but it's not a straight one. Drifts off to the right, minus score. 5 points the difference.
Yeah, they're getting the upper hand at the moment, just controlling the footy, hitting targets. They can create a turnover here. Charlie's going to make this game very interesting, and no doubt Tiwi Bombers by far the underdogs.
So Tiwi umpire came down, but the mark was taken there by Marcus Hamilton. Not sure that's where he was going with that kick, but found a target nevertheless. Paper Talk on the wrap around. Get it? Kick up towards 50. Ball left on the ground. And they've done pretty well here now. Just gave it off to Henry Armour and gave it off to Farrer. Ran and kicked another one.
And that's where he's taken his game to another level, Charlie. William Farrer. He was involved in the first contest, didn't go to ground, kept his feet and just pushed into the space. And if you can do that, he gets on the end of a rolling footy where he just can soccer it through unopposed. So another one to Farrer is fifth.
Fifth already. Goodness me, we've played 18 minutes of the second term. He's kicked 100 goals with his second and he's got 5 for the match. It's a big day out for Will Farrer. "19 minutes gone. Umpire ball it up in the middle. Farrer with 5, Kennard with 2. Austin 1, Murray has 2 for the Tiwi Bombers. They're the multiples. Southern Districts to work it out of the middle. They did pretty well. Some good work being done back there by Rosier. With the give and get. Paper talk. Straight out into the hands of Ogden. Now spillage to Zane Carter. Off the left boot. He's going to go for goals. He won't miss. He doesn't. Carter kicks a good goal. Gee, it's worrying signs now for Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, just like that, Charlie. They've widened the gap just to give them a little bit of breathing space on the scoreboard. And you would say Districts have controlled most of this game, but the Tiwi Bombers haven't gone away. They've been able to claw their way back within to get within a goal. But those last 2 quick goals in concession for the Districts just gives them a bit of breathing space.
9-4 to 6-5. They got within a kick to the Tiwi Bombers. But then they came storming back, Southern Districts. This quarter, 3 goals to Farrer, 1 to Carter, 1 to Kennard. For them, ball in the middle. 20 minutes gone in the second term. Round 17 of the NTFL, TIO Stadium in Darwin. Middle of the wet season, hot and tough conditions. 2 teams doing battle. 1 the minor premiers, Southern Districts. They haven't finished minor premiers for a long time, but they're going to this year. Here's Paper talk off the outside of the right boot, if you don't mind. Kicks the goal.
Just all coming together now, Charlie, and the work rate of Rosier Payne in the middle there and Hamilton as well in particular is starting to pay off. And the way Jake Rowe Duggan just attacked that contest front and centre, that lifts your teammates. And great outside off the outside of the boot from Paper Talk. Nice goal.
Good goal indeed. 10-4 to 6-5. Southern Districts in front. Might be a longish quarter. They did have that celebration as well, didn't they, for Farrer? So this might run a little longer than what we anticipate. Do you think we'll have a go at Kieran again? Let's see if we have any luck with that microphone. I can see him down there, sitting at the base of the stand. Kieran, are you with us?
Oh, have you got me this time?
That's better.
Yeah, it's been a good game so far. I think it looked like Tiwi were going to be blown out of the water a bit there, but they fought back. Obviously, now it's a bit of a setback with Districts kicking these 3 goals in succession, but still anything going. You never know. Southern Districts could be a bit put off. You know, they came here thinking Farrer would kick his 100th. He has. Maybe they'll fall off a little. You never know. Tiwi will want to take advantage of that.
Well, had the Tiwi Bombers were in with a chance of playing the finals, you reckon they'd have a real go at that after Farrer kicked his goals, you know, realising that the opposition might have lost focus for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. It would have been a talking point during the week to try and use that to your advantage. But like you said, Charlie, it's not a lot of incentive but pride on the line of this game for the Bombers.
Well, they got within the kick. And then it got away. Here's Roy Cantilla emerging with the footy. Goes to do the old 360 and then lost it in the bounce. Out towards Bowden, comes from centre half back. He's a good young player and he's mature and his work rate is very, very good. He kicked that one out pretty good to give it to a teammate, but the turnover came when they fumbled it. Ball bounces for the water boy. Can he get it? He goes down, he gets it, he overrun. His second effort was already. He's got a third effort. He went in 3 times then. Did AJ Bush.
That's all you can ask for, Charlie, is a contest.
Farrer, long way out in front, takes a strong mark. Not much the defence could do there. Might be Vagona Ross that's actually looking after him. Or is it Babui back there? We'll wait on this kick. He's got 5 for the match. 6 to half time will be a good return for this super goal kicker. Starts it out to the right and kicks it a long way out to the right. Comes off the hands of McGinniskin and over the boundary line. Alongside the behind post, not to throw it in.
Yeah, McGinniskin is another player from last week, Charlie, that he wasn't in the game for 4 quarters, but this game in particular, he's just provided an option for them at centre half forward, and he's getting his hands on the footy and creating some opportunities.
I wonder if the coach had actually, Shannon Rusker, had actually said to the team, you know, there's 5 spots here, there's 5 players to come back.
Yeah.
I want to have a look at you today. McGinniskin's playing as if he got that sort of message, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Good pickup. And that's the way it has to be, and that's the sign of a pretty strong team. And obviously they're on top and we'll finish minor premiers, and that's the position you need to be to win, to rack up those kind of achievements.
So Tiwi Bombers with the footy, Austin Wanamiri the target. They're going to bounce it out in front of him. He did clever, tapped it over his shoulder, straight to the opposition, got onto the footy, rolls to the boundary line.
Yeah, there's not too many Tiwi Bombers in support there. It's a bit of a sign that we're deep into the second quarter, almost half time, and it's a few players just sort of strolling into the contest now, so see if they can get a goal out of this.
Some good games coming up here too today. Have a look at them shortly. Him all over the top, all left on the ground there by James Port. Jimmy kicked a great goal. Jared was impressed with in this quarter. Good clean up off the boot of Armat. Out wide, gave it to Bowden. A couple of famous names in territory footy there, Armat and Bowden.
Well, Matt's a Nichols medalist as well.
Bowden, of course. Mike Bowden played for Richmond. Premiership player all those years ago. And Joel, one of his boys. Do you remember the others? Sean played.
Patrick.
That's right. They all had stints at different places. Western Bulldogs and Richmond mainly.
Yes.
So here's the throw in. Deep down in Farrerland, where the goal sneaker's got 5 today. 3 in this quarter, 2 in the first. 103 goals for the season so far. Jake Roduggan round his body, misses out to the near side, minor score. You often wonder, Jared, in football why you don't see more back injuries when players actually will stand and kick that ball around their body. Their foot will stay straight on the ground. So if you're right footer, your left foot stays straight on the ground, but your right foot swings right around your body. So your whole back takes a whole wrenching, doesn't it?
It does. Yes, good observation. I think generally, Charlie, that as a footy player that you have to be pretty strong through the core with the amount of running, the amount of jumping, just that constant, your muscles are always on. So that no doubt that a strong core helps you back when you're doing those type of movements.
Glenn Randall gave it to Dingo, gave it to Farah in the pocket, and he drifted across. No, I think he might have just got it in. He did. He kicked another one. Gee, he's got 6 to half time.
He's worked out how to kick the goals at that end of the ground, Charlie. Traditionally for a right footer, it's pretty hard to bring the ball back the way you want to squeeze it within the goalpost, but he's on fire at the moment.
Well, he's on track for a dozen, isn't he, if he's got 6 to half time?
Absolutely.
Been a big outing for him. Be a great feeling of satisfaction when he walks into the change room. I hope this crowd, which according to Kieran a short time ago is not a big one, but I hope they give him a rousing applause as he walks off the ground, because that is a super performance to kick 100 goals in a season, still a match to go, and then to come out and kick 6 up to half time shows the quality of him. Dunn has it at centre half back. And now the Bombers trying to work their way up to the other end of the ground with short kicks. They get runners coming from behind, which is something they haven't done for a long time. That was Babui.
He just bounced that ball just in time. He ran a long way with it, but he's tried to bring it back through the midfield in a turnover.
So from the middle of the ground, that's a good kick. Set it up perfectly. It might have been Glenn Randall who dropped the mark back down there. Son of John Randall. Packle form, and umpire says, you made no effort to get that out of there. It's going to be a Tiwi free kick, and it is.
And a 50-metre penalty for good measure.
You want that one right in the centre of the ground, don't you?
Yeah.
Not 20 metres on the other side. He's still going to be a long way out from goal. He won't kick it. Siren brings the half to an end. There's a kick to come. Scoreline at the moment, 11-6 Southern Districts. That's not going to change. But Tiwi Bombers going to have a shot here. Not thinking they've got much chance of kicking it. 6 goals to Will Farrer, 2 to Matt Kennard, 2 to Austin Wanamiri. With a torp, a long torp, a real long torp gets to the line. Gee, he gave it a real roost. Didn't make there. So, 3-quarter time here, and Southern Districts 11-6 lead the Tiwi Bombers 6 goals 5. The margin is 31 points.
So some better players, Chari. William Farrer, obviously, for Districts on fire with 6 goals. Hamilton, Roeduggan, Payne and Rosier really lifted that quarter to provide some quality ball out of the middle. And for the Tiwi Bombers, even though they got within a kick about halfway through or even 3/4 through that quarter, the work rate of William Rioli, Ross Tungaltalam, Austin Wanamiri allowed them to have those kind of opportunities. But it's sustaining it. We've said this all year for the Tiwi Bombers about sustaining that work rate. See if they can come out after half time and lift the intensity around the ball with tackles and pressure and that kind of thing.
All right, it was a great quarter for the Tiwi, for the Southern District side, with Will Farrer kicking 4 goals to add to his 2 to give him 6 for the half. And the report of Ross Tungatullam, we'll see if we can find out some more information on that, but he was certainly reported in this match. Players leave the field here for a well-earned break at halftime, and Southern Districts in control. 11-6, they lead the Tiwi Bombers 6-5.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131 TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business, Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1, bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jade. Oh, here, Tom. Play on, Matty, straight out. Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl.
Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball.
Play on. Yeah! All clear.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem, and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
Patrons are reminded that TIO Stadium is strictly a non-smoking venue and that patrons wishing to smoke must use the areas provided.
Deliberately rushed behinds. A free kick will be awarded against a player from the defending team who intentionally kicks, handballs or forces a ball over the attacking team's scoring line when not under immediate pressure, is being tackled or about to be tackled from the opposition. Umpires will be instructed to give the defender the benefit of the doubt when adjudicating deliberate rush behinds. Martin is correctly penalised for deliberate rush behind when he handballs the ball from a significant distance directly over the scoring line when not under immediate pressure.
You handball the ball from 20 metres out.
Frost knocks the ball directly over the scoring line when not under immediate pressure. He should have been penalised for deliberate rush behind. Longer is under pressure and therefore given the benefit of the doubt. He is not penalised for a deliberate rush behind. Drawing head contact. To discourage players from activities that draw forceful head contact, the umpires are instructed to process the following actions accordingly. Driving the head. A player who is in possession of the ball and drives his head into a stationary or near stationary opponent shall be regarded as having had prior opportunity. He will be required to legally dispose of the ball once tackled. In the following example, Ambrose drives his head into a stationary or near stationary opponent and therefore is deemed to have had prior opportunity. He should have been penalised for holding the ball as he doesn't legally dispose of the ball once tackled. Ducking. Where a player ducks into a tackle and is the cause of high contact, the umpire will call play on. The onus will continue to lie with the tackler to avoid contact above an opponent's shoulders. Umpires will continue to be instructed to protect the ball player. In the following example, Thompson ducks into a tackle and the umpire correctly calls play on. Marking contests. Where the umpire deems there is an unreasonable or excessive push, bump, block or hold that prevents an opposition player from contesting the ball, a free kick shall be awarded against the player. Early and or forcible removal of an opponent would be considered unreasonable. Players are permitted to use their bodies in a marking contest as long as the action does not clearly prevent an opponent from genuinely contesting the mark. The following are examples of marking infringements. Petrie has his arm chopped and is correctly awarded a free kick. Rewalt is pushed under the flight of the ball and is correctly awarded a free kick.
Got the free! You got the free!
Grimes blocks Schultz and is correctly penalised. Lonergan is pushed in the back by Petrie and is correctly awarded the free kick. In 2015, umpires will be stricter in policing of players who intentionally block a player in an unreasonable manner from contesting the ball in marking contests if the opposition player is realistically attempting to contest the ball. Langford is prevented from contesting the mark as he is shepherded away from the contest by his opponent and therefore should be awarded a free kick in 2015. McIntosh shepherds Segler, preventing him from contesting the mark and therefore will be penalised in 2015. Marking contests where players use their strength and do not interfere in an unreasonable manner will continue to be allowed in 2015. Thomas holds his ground and does not interfere with his opponent and is correctly awarded the mark. Holding the ball. Holding the ball can be categorised into 4 areas. Prior opportunity, diving on the ball, no prior opportunity, genuine attempt, and legal disposal. Prior opportunity. There will be a stricter policing of holding the ball, prior opportunity in 2015. Players will be deemed to have had a prior opportunity if they are balanced and steady, reasonable time to dispose of the ball, has chosen to take a player on, fend or evade, or had an opportunity to dispose and chooses not to. The following are examples of what constitutes a prior opportunity. Monfries is balanced and steady and has had a reasonable time to dispose of the ball and should have been penalised for holding the ball. Rampy attempts to evade the tackle and therefore deemed to have had a prior opportunity and should have been penalised for holding the ball. Pittard goes to handball, decides not to, and is correctly tackled, therefore correctly penalised for holding the ball. Diving on the ball. Where a player elects to dive on or drag the ball into or under his body, if legally tackled, he must successfully knock the ball clear. Failure to do so will result in him being penalised for holding the ball. Segler drags the ball underneath him, is correctly tackled and does not hit the ball clear. He is correctly penalised for holding the ball. Genuine attempt. A player who takes possession of the ball but has had no prior opportunity to dispose will be given a reasonable opportunity to make an attempt to correctly dispose of the football. Players do not have to successfully handball or kick the ball, but must demonstrate to the umpire that they are making a genuine effort to dispose of the football. In the following examples, Walker and Lobie take possession of the ball and fail to demonstrate to the umpire that they are making a genuine attempt to dispose of the football, and are correctly penalised for holding the ball. Illegal disposal. The player who has possession of the ball and drops, throws or places the ball on the ground without making a genuine attempt to handball or kick will be penalised. Fife has control of the ball and does not make a genuine attempt to dispose of the ball when correctly tackled. He drops the ball and is correctly penalised for illegal disposal.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131 TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details and safety checks. I know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Jane. Tom. Fire, man, straight out. Spirit another meter. Good girl.
Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball.
Play on. All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium. We're here for the round 17 match between the Southern Districts Crocs and the Tiwi Bombers. In the commentary box with Charlie King, Jared Eilert and Kieran Davis.
Good on you, Jared. Whoa, look at that out there. So hot. I was just talking to some people who have been down and they said, wow, it's hot out there. I'm sure it is.
Second half on the way.
So big throw up and then a big reach of the middle. Fred Sleeth, good to see him doing some of this ruck league. He'll get a try out today. Let's see what Southern Districts can make of this second half. The first half was a good one from them. They kicked 11 goals, 4 in the first and 7 in the second term, so they're building. How hard do you go when you've got the minor premiership all sewn up? Your key forwards kicked his 100th goal. You've just got to find something to keep you switched on, don't you, Jared?
Well, I think you nailed it in the call in the second quarter, Charlie, where you identified about 5 or 6 players that actually are playing for spots. And we've seen a number of their ins in Ben Armat, Matt Rosier, Robert Copeland, Glenn Randall. But like you said, McGuinnesskin, Sleeth, Paper Talk, these kind of guys that are playing for a spot in the finals.
So that ball just rolls away. That's a sloppy old kick. It wasn't good. Got to hit those targets every time. Thrown here up on the half-forward line, or between the wing and the half-forward line for Southern Districts. Reach at the back. Sleeth did pretty well. Got into the hands there of Kurt Dunn. Little kick up along the wing. Dunn on the run through. Ross Tungatulum with the hammer. Didn't find out that Ross Tungatulum report. To find out a little bit more about that. Happened in the game. Not sure what it all was. Tap over the top. Almost got into the hands of Port Jimmy. Too many Southern Districts players back there. Slinging tackle. Kick away straight into the hands of Paper Talk. Lobbed it over the top. It's got the runner going forward down there in Rosier. Rosier leads him a bit of a merry chase and then was put himself under pressure and they made him miss kick it and he kicked it out of bounds. Tried to do a little bit too much, I think. He's not happy with himself and maybe not happy with some teammates not giving him a hand. He was outnumbered 2-1, wasn't he?
He was. He had no one to kick to. The original play was down the centre corridor and that's where all the forwards led. But then the ball got transferred to the far side and Matty Rose had no one to kick to, so he had to try and take on the defender, and in the end it was actually probably a good result for Districts, a throw-in.
So high kick down into the forward line, and underneath it Kennard takes a strong mark running with the flight of the ball.
It's just a lucky mark, really. It was just pumped in there by Marcus Hamilton, who continues to get plenty of the football, but nicely read by Matt Kennard. He is an experienced player, renowned goal kicker himself. He likes to chip in for 1 or 2 per game, and we expect him to slot this one.
So almost directly out in front. He can advance his team score here. It's 11-6 to 6-5. And he's kicked it. It gives him 3 for the match, and his team takes their score out now to 12 goals, 6 Southern Districts, leading the Tiwi Bombers 6-5.
And the other goal kickers, Charlie, for Southern Districts. And if you've just joined us, William Farrer has 6 goals to his name, and therefore he has kicked his 100th goal for this season in 100 years of celebrating NT footy. Matt Kennard, as you said, has got 3, 2 to Christian Paper Talk and 1 to Zane Carter. Just going through some names at half-time too, Charlie, for the Tiwi Bombers, and we've named many a time the usual suspects, and William Rioli, Ross Tungatulum, Austin Wanamiri, but the players like Michael Dunn, Roy Cantilla and Roy Farmer, if they can get their hands on the footy, they'll get back in this game.
He's trying to do just a little bit too much down there, Willie Rioli, lost the footy. And the second time I've seen it today where they take the bounce and the ball just doesn't come up. Yes. And I reckon that's got a bit to do with that. That surface is probably a little more moist than we think it is. Let's see what Kieran can give us from down there. Kieran?
The breeze is definitely picking up. It's starting to blow across the ground diagonally, I guess, towards the St. Mary's club room at that airport end of the ground. Relief for the players, definitely, with the heat, and it also could be a big advantage for Southern Districts as they are kicking to that end in this quarter.
Ben Armat's kick out wide, finds Kennard out on the wing. And turned it straight over. He didn't intend to, but he was too clever, Michael Dunn. Drifted in from behind and took a strong mark. So the Tiwi Bombers taking it down towards the pocket. Almost a great mark. Austin Wanamiri shrugs the tackle. Went away with the handball. Umpire said you can't do that. Called it a high tackle. High push, wasn't it?
High fend off, yeah, Charlie. I thought it was legit. I thought he got him in the chest. But don't argue with umpires. They have the final say in this play on.
Inside defensive 50. Thumping kick out wide. Goes a long way out towards the boundary line. Cannard closed on that. Didn't get to it. Tiwi Bombers now onto the spillage and can drive it up the centre half forward. Nice kick. Nice strong mark taken there by Bradley Palapamini. Off the left boot he goes. Stretches it across. Finds Roy Cantilla. Cantilla can run in and have a shot at goal. And not the best looking kick. And in the end it's going to go through for a minor score when it hit the post.
Yeah, he didn't hit it flush, did he? He's normally a beautiful drop punt on the run, but he's come off the side of the boot and wobbled through and hit the post.
So at defensive 50, Tiwi Bombers with control of it. Down along the wing. Good kick. Nice mark taken out there. That's McLaughlin. Up towards the wing. Come into the corridor, that's where you want to go, and that's where he is going to go. Gets it to Daniel Turner. Has done much of it today, Turner. That's a good kick for him. Once Farah got there very late, and they cut it off in front of him. Albert Tippenwood, he took a very strong mark in defence. Goes to centre half back. Oh, we waited too long for it. No one talked to him. Now we got there with the tackle. Puts the player to ground. The two umpires looking at each other. No one wants to make a decision, and in the end they called it a stalemate.
Great closing speed there by Matt Rosier, who again picks himself up off the bottom of the pack. But he's created an opportunity for his teammates in the forward line.
Ross Tungatulum wins it. Wobbly old kick. And dropping back, Ben Armat takes a strong mark at centre half back. He can go short to Turner. He does. Gave a good lead. And then back into the middle. And away they go. That might be Carter rather than Turner. Or might have even been Payne. I'll get there yet.
It was Payne.
To the middle with the kicks. A nice one too to Bradley Palapamini. Down towards full forward. And the punch from the back, ball goes to ground. No clear possession there for anyone. Handball to the runner going past to Port Jimmy. And Port Jimmy rolls it through for a minor score.
Just tried to be a bit too clever there, and he should have just kicked it when he first realised that he had some space in front of him rather than taking those extra steps, and he tried to kick it underneath the player, and obviously he was offline.
So they can bring it back, Southern Districts, from where it came, back into the back pocket. Where can they go from here? Up towards the wing. They're going to hug the boundary line. Cannot under it. Oh, second effort was pretty good. They might reward that for effort, maybe. No, he's lost it. He's turned it over, so that might be the shepherd he paid on it, and the free kick's going to go to young Wanambi. And his kick is down towards the kick-off line. Pack flies. They get it at the back. Can't get it. Southern Districts hurry the kick out. It was a scrambly kick. Found the target in paper talk. Across the half-back line to the corridor. He goes with a nice kick.
They've been pretty good at that today, Charlie. Just hitting that target in the corridor, allowing then the other players, their half-back flankers, their wingers, to find some space on the other side.
So mark taken out there by Glenn Randall. Whoa, what an incredible climb. There's a party trick of the highest order. I don't think I've ever seen that in a footy match.
We've had tunnel ball earlier on in the day, and now we've got leapfrog.
Right over the top and a full somersault. Unbelievable.
Oh, he's a classic Will Farah.
My goodness me. And handball straight back to Dion Munkara, who's under enormous pressure, then gets it, then scoots away off the left boot. He goes from defensive 50 out towards the wing, drops it in the path of the running player there, and Roy Cantilla couldn't get it. They clean up, do the Crocodiles. They do very well, squirt along the boundary line and keep it off to Payne. So Matthew Payne goes short. He worked back there pretty well with Carter, and then somehow got along the boundary line to give it to Cannard.
Yeah, he's found his radar, Matty Payne. He had plenty of the football in the first half, but he just couldn't quite hit his targets, and quite often the ball was dropping short. But he's found it, and a nice little kick to Matt Kennard.
3 goals to Kennard. Along the boundary line, he comes in and kicks. It's a good-looking kick. It's a magnificent kick from Kennard. Finds its way all the way through, and he kicks his second goal of the third term. He's having a day out. He's got 4.
Absolutely. That is just all experience and knowledge and local knowledge, that kick, Charlie. He started it out on the right, and he just brought that around, whether the wind had a bit of a play in that, but it was just placed perfectly. And he's another focal point for Southern Districts up forward.
So 13-6 now to 6-7. They've bolted away, haven't they, Southern Districts, after the Tiwi Bombers got within a kick. In fact, I think in that second term they got within 5 points, Jared.
Certainly have a handful of quality players, Charlie, just not getting enough of the footy.
So here's the throw up in the middle, and a good tap down too. McGregor doing the ruck work that time. Does he ruck much, McGregor?
No, not for this team, but they do have some versatility across the lines, Charlie, and why not, I guess, give players a bit of a crack at different positions in a game like this.
Mullins made a mess of that, and then he was under pressure from Copeland, which is not what you want.
No. And it makes it hurt that little bit more, doesn't it, when you know your season's pretty much over.
A throw in at the 50, up on the half-forward line for Tiwi Bombers. Gets right over the top. No one got a hand on that. And Southern Districts will come away from their half-back line out towards McGuinness, and got over, hit the top of his head. And he continued to run. They gave it to him, but he was a little too hot for him. He lost it to the boundary line. 13-6 to 6-7. Kieran. No, we're not getting Kieran there. So we'll get this throw in on the boundary line. Out in front of the scoreboard that tells us Southern Districts 13-6, Tiwi Bombers 6-7. Good work, McGuinness again. He's having a good game today.
He is, yes.
It's the kick that comes in. They want Farrah high again. Gee, he's going the big leap today.
Yeah, well, his timing's all out of whack at the moment, and attempted transfer a play there by Putantara Mary didn't quite pay off, and he's kicked it straight to Zane Carter. He's going to be about 30 metres out, 25, 30 metres out, right in front of goal. And it's another give me for them if he can slot it.
The goal already, Carter, in the second term, I reckon. Got a chance for another one here from straight out in front. Wanders in, off the left boot he goes, and he misses it out to the left. Not confident either having the shot.
No, it was a bit of a staggered run-up, wasn't it? And an easy let-off for the Bombers.
Now, from the half-back line, they will run out of defence and pump it up towards the wing. Oh, that's a good mark. Gathered in beautifully there. They can run forward. This is Vagona Ross. And he turns it straight back over again. Ben Armat gave it to McGuinness, who runs it out from the back line. Up towards the wing they go. Nice kick from. They're looking good here. Henry Armour with the footy. Options everywhere. Well, McAdam came in hard. He was knocked out of the play. Ball goes to ground. McGuinness wanted a bit. Went in looking for it. Didn't get it. Comes out of McLaughlin. He goes out wide. Links it up to Henry Armour on the wing. Armour on the wing can go short. Does it well. Gives it to Glenn Randall at his bootlaces. Picks it up. Forward of the wing. Southern Districts just switching it on right now, I reckon. Their mind is on the job. Matt Rosier. McGuinness, another touch from him. Bangs away with the left boot. Misses out wide. Rolls out along the behind post.
We've seen both teams' defence, Charlie, just having that extra player drop back in front of the dangerous full forwards. Tiwis are doing it now. They should have been doing it, I think, from the start, but they're doing it now for Will Farah. And Districts, the Ben Armat cut off there is dropping in short to stop supply to Austin Wantamiri at full forward.
So out of the pack he emerges with the footy, does Christian Papertalk, threads his way through would-be defenders and kicks his third goal for the match.
And like you said, Charlie, Southern Districts just have gone up a notch. And I take the play back to where Camden actually took a brilliant mark right on the wing here, and the forward play was all with Tiwi, and they had 3 or 4 players running. Mind you, he opted to kick the ball to Wanameri on a 2-on-1, and the body language after that turnover just wasn't great from the Tiwi Bombers.
14-7 to 6-7. It's raining goals here. 3 in this quarter, 7 in the second, and 4 in the first. Southern Districts. And the Tiwi Bombers an uninterested lot because it all disappeared for them last week when their chances of playing on the finals were gone.
Matty Payne just clipping the umpire as he pushed back from that throw up of the centre bounce, and free kick to the Bombers.
So Joe Baston Priest comes away from the middle, played on, banged it out wide to no man's land. That's not a good kick. It just rolls away, seen safely over Daniel Turner. But, gee, that had no address on it. It was kicked and just went to the boundary line.
Kick to space. Tell you what, the boundary throw-ins have been sensational.
That was a beauty. I was just looking at that one. It's like a kick. Goodness me.
And on a number of occasions, they've actually gone and they've cleared the ruckman. So the boundary umpires have been a bit of time in the gym.
That's very observant of you, Jared. That's because you've been out there when roving, I suppose, and seen all that happening. But that quite a few of those now on reflection have gone very, very high. Ball on the ground, though, and someone has to win a kick out of there, and they do. Tiwi Bombers parked underneath the footy. Couldn't control it. They got away from Babui.
Some interesting games, Charlie, coming up. St Mary's and Nycliffe game after this. And then it's Wanderers and Palmerston.
Oh, yeah, a couple of great games coming up. Really crucial games for both Nycliffe and Palmerston. Well, for the other teams as well. There's no easy games. It's been a great season of footy.
Absolutely agree with that statement. Too slow.
Just a run down from behind, wasn't it?
Yeah, Armour was one of their best players last week, but on that occasion he just had no voice telling him to kick the ball.
Yeah.
Sangatalam's coming.
And no awareness of what was behind him. What's the story with Brennan, have we heard?
No, again, as we see Austin Wanameri run into an open goal, and some brilliance, individual brilliance by Austin Wanameri on that occasion. All from the Tangatalam tackle in the centre of the square. It's created some space up forward. A bit of Tiwi magic. But going back to your question, Charlie, we spoke about it briefly last week, where Brennan has had a passing in the family, so he's been out.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's what it was, wasn't it? 14-7 to 7-7. So the Southern Districts team clearly in front. Umpire's picked a free kick out of it. It's going to go to the Tiwi Bombers here. It's in the hands of Willie Rioli. Squirts it out wide. Links it up. It's got the runner out there, and Donald Mungatopi comes along the wing to centre half forward and finds the teammate down there, and Francis Vergona Daniels. And that's a poor kick. It just bangs it away, and it came off the side of the boot and rolls harmlessly out towards the boundary line. No one's going to get near that. Boundary umpire to show his wares again. As well, I haven't got a roof here. He'd hit it.
William Rioli's just been battling hard all day. He's been in there and scrapping and trying to get underneath the skin of the Southern Districts players, and he's been one of the most consistent in the games that he's played.
Throw in and away they go. Southern Districts through the middle. Corridor is open. Handball over the top. The run is fantastic. Turner was terrific, and they worked this down towards Farah. Takes a strong mark down there, and involved in that also was Glenn Randall. Farah got himself in some space, took a good mark out in front of Jason Puruntatameri. Hasn't shaken Puruntatameri too easily, has he?
No, but it's all come down to that delivery, Charlie, from the midfield, and you're right, you called it correctly, where Turner just drew the play, drew the Tiwi Bombers defender to handball over the top, and great kick by Randall.
And Will Farah bangs with the right boot right to the goal square. Doesn't have the carry. It's in the goal square. Tiwi Bombers are going to break away from defence here and squirt it out towards the half-back line. It's a good kick and almost the mark taken out there. Ball just landed outside the field of play. Hamilton a little disappointed because he worked so hard for it, but it was over the boundary line. It was a good clash between him and John O'Mullins.
He's a good player, Mullins. Yeah, probably just hasn't had the consistency over this season, but he's certainly a handy player for the Tiwi.
The big knock clear there by Priest. Stack comes over the top. Look at them hold it up. You get numbers there at the fall of the ball. Last man to get up at the bottom was Dion Munkara. Has a goal in the first quarter. Priest jumped off the wrong foot then and made it very difficult for himself. Down towards the forward pocket. All reversing out. It was pretty well done. Jake Rowe-Duggan goes for goal. I reckon he hit the goalpost. He did.
He's a clever player, Rowe-Duggan. He just took the back exit, didn't he?
Yeah, reversed out, didn't he? Beep, 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 beep.
But that's where the space was, so he knew that. He knew it was clear that it didn't even have to look. Slipped out the back.
Out towards half-back. Kennard under the footy, hands on it, didn't clean it up. Good handball by young Wanambi to the middle. They can run it away here, Babui links it up to Rioli, punches it up the centre half forward. Oh, great judgment at the back, Ross Tungatulum. Then with the left boot, went over the top, put it in the path of James Port Jimmy. They closed on him and cleaned him up and took it off him. The kick comes out towards the half-back line. It's a wobbly old thing. McAdam lets it go over the boundary line. He knew he had to because Roy Cantilla was parked in his back pocket.
Oh, Coach William Rioli be ripping his hair out at the moment. Had all control, had the goal lined up really, and just some lazy skills. Districts were able to run the ball out.
Good knock back towards the boundary line, rolls away, and then the half kick gave Tiwi a bit of a chance. They did clean up there. Kurt Dunn did it pretty well. He wants it back, Kurt Dunn. Tungatulum wins it, gets onto the right boot. That's a good kick. Great vision from him, showing his real skills now. That's a kick to centre half forward to Dunn was terrific.
Well, he needed that kick 20 seconds ago when he took a brilliant mark and just tried to lay it off to Port Jimmy.
Kick to the top of the goal square, fist on it, and it comes off hands through for a minor score. 14-8. 7-8, I reckon it is. Unless they got that score up there in a hurry. Maybe they did.
Set themselves for 4 quarters, Charlie, Southern Districts. They've kept the rotations up. They're playing to structures. They're using the ball pretty well now, and they're finding the space.
Plenty of run from them. Oh, right in the middle of the back. That wasn't too clever, but the umpire says it's all okay. And here's the mark taken out on the wing there by AJ Bush. Where's he going to go with it?
Beyond debut, wouldn't he? Considering the circumstances that unfortunately unfolded for the Tiwi Bombers with the maintenance of an aircraft that didn't make it.
I reckon that might have been his first touch, so he hasn't had a lot of minutes out there, but nice for him to get a kick.
When I say the aircraft didn't make it, it didn't take off.
Yeah.
It got stuck on the ground. So
I think they had another 3 players to pick up from maybe one of the other communities on the island. I think so. There were 3 players less than what they needed.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they did have some waiting for them in Darwin. So off the left boot, that's a high kick, and it's a good one too. Gee, struck that beautifully, didn't he?
Zane Carter, yeah. We saw him about 5 minutes ago have a set shot about 30 metres out directly in front. He just looked really uncomfortable. Where in that occasion, he just made the decision, no, I'm going to run in strong, hard, direct, and he kicks the goal.
Good goal, good kick. 15-9 to 7-7. .24 minutes gone in this third term. So they've kicked 4 goals, which is equals their effort in the first term, Southern Districts. He did win the tap down, Liam McGregor.
He did.
So District's still got a number of players to come back in, haven't they? So they're going to be extra powerful when they get them all back in.
They got one of the strongest lists, Charlie, in the competition, hence why they got a lot of depth. I think they're travelling pretty well in the Div 1 as well, and in a right position to challenge for the premiership this year.
15-9 to 7-7, three-quarter time here. And a big lead to Southern District. They kicked 4 goals to 1 in that quarter. Here's Jared Ida.
Yeah, and work rate of Matt Payne, Carter for that quarter as well, bringing him into the game and making sure he holds his spot moving forward. Roe Duggan did a couple of clever things, and Rosier and Hamilton continued to work hard through the midfield, and obviously supplying a fair bit of football to Farah, who's got 6 goals, and Matt Kennard, who's got 4 for Tiwi Bombers. William Rioli continues to work pretty hard. Ross Tungatalam, again, getting plenty of the footy, and he's got some immaculate skills. Looking forward to see Michael Dunn carry the ball a little bit more off the half-back line, providing some opportunities to Roy Cantilla, Roy Farmer, and Austin Wanamiri, who's at full forward.
So at three-quarter time, it belongs to Southern Districts as it has for the entire match. 15-9 they lead at three-quarter time to the Tiwi Bombers 7-7.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131-TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Jane. Tom. Spirit another meter.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
Last quarter about to get underway here with the score Southern Districts 15-9 leading Tiwi Bombers 7-7. Kieran Davis, what have you got from the three-quarter time huddles?
Well, Shannon Roscoe graciously allowed me to have a bit of a chat with him before he went into the call rooms with his players. He said that that quarter they had a bit of a weird problem to deal with in that Tiwi, they weren't chasing Southern Districts. So when Southern Districts lost the ball in the forward line, Tiwi had a lot of numbers down the field. So they had to really work on their margin of skill error and make sure they get into the forward line well to Farah.
Thanks, Kieran. Tiwi Bombers come out of the middle with it, and that kick lands in the space down towards the half forward line. And then the return kick comes out wide here, so they can clean it out through Priest. Mucked it up a little bit. Ross Tungatulum wins it, goes around the body with the kick. It's such a good-looking kick to Wanamiri, but he stopped running at it, Austin. He should have just kept going, but he pulled up and it landed short of him and then got away.
Yeah, I reckon you're right, Charlie. If he went full tilt at that, he would have marked it on his chest. But it's different watching the game and seeing the game from up here as it is playing out there.
So going to ground is John O'Mullins. Away they come this time through Christian Papertalk. Long kick out wide. Daniel Turner got to it, lost it. Tiwi Bombers with control of it. They want Ross Tungatulum. Somehow he threaded his way through there, got it, kept it in front of him, did really, really well to knock it out again. Comes out to Willie Rioli from a standing start, bangs to goal. Austin Wanamiri waited at the back, didn't get it. He gets it this time, he picks it up, he gives the handball up, he's done it beautifully, gives it to Mullins. Tiwi magic at its best. John O'Mullins gets the goal.
Remarkable skills, jeez. When they want to turn it on, Charlie, nothing can stop them, but not too often. The percentages aren't, I guess, high enough to allow that footy to win you enough games, but sensational skills by Port Jimmy. Ross Tungatulum, Austin Wanamiri, and finished with a goal for Mullins.
So super goal, 8-7 to 15-9. Won't make any difference to the outcome of this game, but it gave us a glimpse of a team that the luck hasn't quite gone with them. They didn't finish games. 3 games they lost by less than a goal, Jared. If they'd won 2 of those, they'd have been playing for a final spot tonight.
And very dangerous in finals too, but it's not the case.
Work the kick out of the middle. Look at the run here. We've seen them kick 8 or 9 goals when they play footy like this. Here's Austin Wanamiri with it in the corner. Handball was clever. He tried to link it up there with Vigona Ross. Didn't get it to him. Good clean up here. Back through the hands of Barker. Barker working well. McGinniskin didn't get it back to Barker. Came off the hands there of Roy Cantilla. Out towards the wing it goes. And a long handball out towards Charlie McAdam. Along the boundary line was a clever kick. Found Kennard on the run. He's got the player inside. Goes to Carter, gets it over the top. Did well. Randall came at him. Carter got the kick away to Farah. Dives, slides at it. Didn't get it. Spillage back to Dunn. And some good work in back play there by Jason Puruntatamiri. Done with the footy again. Does the 360. Handball was okay. John O'Mullins unloaded it. Tiwi Bombers with a spearing kick forward was poor by Bradley Palapamini. Turned it straight over, and it'll come back down the corridor by Southern Districts, equal to the task here.
Yeah, and this is where Southern Districts have played to their structures really well, trying to get the ball back through the middle to open up some space on the far side, and the work rate of guys like Payne, who chipped the ball over to Papertalk, is working pretty well.
Papertalk's kick was just a little too long, and Dunn picks up another touch. Good today, Michael Dunn again. He's a month of good footy.
Absolutely, Charlie. He's read the play pretty well off the half-back line and provided some run.
He goes to where the footy is again if they can get it out to him. They didn't this time. But he still might be a little bit of a chance here. Whistle goes, free kick picked out of it. It's going to go to Dunn. Didn't have much to do with that, but he got there and he won the free kick. John O'Mullins from centre half back. Bangs it up the centre half forward, wants to get it over the top. Didn't quite get it. McKenniskin there is at the back, does the clean up.
So he's gone to centre half back now, Charlie. He started the game at centre half forward and provided some real leading options for Southern Districts, but they must be trying to open up the space for Farah.
Sleeth got it and then goes up to Randall, who went up to Kennard.
And when I say open up the space, I mean for Farah and Kennard as well, who are the 2 focal points at the moment, the highest goal scorers on the ground.
So Kennard He's going to kick from a pretty tough angle. He's got that heavily bandaged left knee. How good's he's kicking? He's got plenty of elevation on it. It's going to sit up as it went into a strong breeze. There is a bit of a breeze out. They didn't really realise how strong that was until that hung in the breeze, didn't it?
It just stopped, didn't it, Charlie? And you can see the flags on the opposite side of the field just favouring the airport end is quite strong.
Priest did well in defence, and he continues to run out towards the wing. Get right over the top here of Roy Farmer. Ross Tungatulum kept it in play. He did beautifully well. He's going to take him on and spear it across with the left boot. Oh, that is fantastic footy. That is just something to behold. Austin Wanamiri got it on a silver plate.
Top class. What he can do at full speed, Charlie, is just remarkable. He taps the ball at full speed and just control to pull the kick on the left foot to his teammate Austin Wanamiri. It's just magic.
And after he delivered, he continued to run. The players who chased him went down with their hands on their knees. They were spent. Here's Austin Wanamiri from directly out in front. Can he reward the man? He does. He rewards Ross Tungatulum by kicking his 4th goal, and he can thank Ross Tungatulum for his magic there.
Absolutely deserved the goal, and Austin Wanamiri is one of the straightest kicks in the competition, and he takes his tally to 4 goals. But like you said, Charlie, we're just seeing glimpses of this throughout the season, haven't we? We haven't seen the 4 quarters of that type of footy that the crowds just want to come and see. And if we can get some more of that from the Tiwi Bombers next season, they'll be well and truly pushing for finals.
15-9 to 9-7. So they've kicked a couple of goals here, and there have been 2 beauties in this last quarter. One to John O'Mullins and one there to Austin Wanamiri. Priest doing the ruck work in the middle, got the reach up. Willie Rioli, who's gone in the middle, wins the kick, sends it down to forward, waiting at the back. Ross Tungatulum again. Bang, goal. Whoa. He has turned it on, hasn't he?
Great clearance by William Rioli. Again, getting some reward for effort across 4 quarters. And as soon as that ball just bounced over to the back, he swooped. And he's not going to miss those ones. I can't help but think that the coaching staff at quarter time just said to him, 3/4 time just said to him, look, whenever you get the football, it has to be 100 miles an hour. If you're going to pull back the pace, you're going to stuff up the kick and it's going to create turnovers. He's just come out on fire.
15-9 to 10-7. Terrific effort by Ross Tungatulum. 3 or 4 minutes of just absolute gold, gilt-edged footy. And this man's starting to fire up a bit too, Roy Cantilli, such a talented player. Austin Wanamiri, the target, trapped it on the right with the right hand, banged it around his body. Ross Tungatulum got there a little late with the bump. Tried to pull out of it. Realised he'd went a little too early.
Yeah, it was good positioning there, good body work. There was no way Ross Tungatulum was going to get to that football because I think it's McGregor that just positioned his body really well.
Ben Armat. Kick was nice. Out towards Henry Armour. Spears it in, getting in the way though. Willie Rioli is just fired up. He has really switched it on. What do you think happened there at 3/4 time to Willie Rioli? Because he sparked. Has he sparked because Ross Tungatulum has?
Absolutely. And when their key leaders and their quality players want to pull that trigger, want to raise the intensity, it brings everyone along.
So Willie might have been winded there. He got up looking a little bit short of breath. And he dives in after the footy. It's held in there, but they've won it out. Southern Districts have done very well to extricate it. They give it off to the running player there in Daniel Turner. It was cut off by that ever-reliable Michael Dunn. Mullins. Medion Mankara.
William Rioli still hands on hips here out of that last contest, but he put in some hard yards there in 3 or 4 efforts, and I haven't seen that aggression at ground level before, so he's certainly taken that to another level.
It'll kick the runner down there is Dion Mankara. Tiwi Bombers up and about. Just 4 quarters of this, they'd have been tough to beat today. Yeah. Even with the depleted side, knocked to the boundary line in front of the very dangerous Ross Tungatulum by the Southern District's defence, and they hold it up.
It's that momentum, Charlie, once they get up and about, geez, they're hard to stop.
up on their half-forward line. Umpire with that slinging action, a little bit like Jeff Thompson when he was bowling at the Wacker back in all those years ago. Ben Armat pops it to the middle of the ground. Oh, that's a good tackle. Held up. Umpire's going to have to... No, I thought he was putting the whistle to his lips there. And now he's giving away a free kick for the push in the back while he was getting up. And Duffy wins the free kick. He's lying on the ground.
Yeah, there was no need for it. I mean, it was a perfect tackle, wasn't it?
Yeah. Easy to get frustrated, isn't it? When the game's going like this. That's a nice mark. Tiwi Bombers with the control. Want Michael Dunn. He's going to the middle. That's where Willie Rioli is. He'll get it. He'll want to play on. He can squirt it wide if he wants to. He doesn't. He's going to go long. It's a great kick. Oh, he's a terrific kick, and he's found Ross Tungatalam. And Ross Tungatalam's going to go and want Austin Wanamiri. Can he get him? He's at the back. He'll kick it off the ground. He picks it up. He tries to shrug it away. They got to him. I'm not sure he got his boot on that. I
think he did.
Did he? It was rolling. It took a desperate lunge in defence to stop it.
As he picked it up, he's just chucked the left boot out. Just didn't get quite enough power on it, but geez, they're an exciting team when they want to be.
I think people love to come and watch this. Wherever you're watching, this is Darwin Footy, NTFL, round 17, 18-round season.
And we've got the 7th place Tiwi Bombers who can't make finals, pushing the top team, Southern Districts, who will no doubt secure the minor premiership. And we're seeing some very exciting football between these two teams.
3 goals to nothing in the last quarter to the lowly Tiwi Bombers. He might have, Willie Rioli, the coach, might have said to them, fellas, you've got 1 game next week in a quarter. You want to start enjoying it, because I just think when they start to play football that they enjoy it. It's so much better to watch, isn't it?
Absolutely. They just took the spark of their leaders to get things going, and unfortunately that's the case. I guess when your team is down and out, and in terms of down and out, not being able to make finals, it's very hard to get motivated if you're that second tier, third tier of player. But when you see your leaders play like that, you just want to get involved.
Kick inside 50 to Cannard. Handball over the top. Might have been intended for Paper Talk. Paper Talk and McAdam, they look almost exactly the same, don't they? I hope I've been getting them right all day. Paper Talk's had much more than McAdam has, I must say that. Kick out wide here, searching for Roy Cantilla. If he wanted, he could have got it. He didn't. It was the wiser choice. Here's McAdam directly down in front.
Right in front of the interchange, Charlie, and Southern Districts use the opportunity to get some fresh legs onto the field. So just keep an eye on Roe Duggan and Sleeth to win this football.
So get the tap down.
Brilliant.
Hard-working Sleeth tries to get away with it, can't get away. Willie Rioli again desperate for the footy. He gets pushed away there by rather aggressive Jake Roe Duggan. It was unnecessary. Gee, Willie Rioli has just fired up. He is really fired up. The handball finishes up with Vigona Daniels. He's caught and throwing it, says the umpire.
Good tackle by Bowden.
So Bowden has the free kick across half back. Willie Rioli, I think, has either been challenged by his dad or he's just really frustrated with what he's seen from the team today.
And he's been niggling away all game, Charlie. So I think it's just been, his head's been in the game from the start, because he's just been niggling away at his opposition player and other midfield players from Southern Districts, and it's kept him in the game. And he's just he just steps past Hamilton like nothing.
What a fantastic step it was. Knocked over here for Ross Tungatalam. Can he pick it up? They grabbed him. He's gone a second time. He's gone a third time. He paddles it out the back. Bowden gets to it, picks it up. They nail him. He goes to ground. Ferocious tackle came from Jamesport Jimmy. Southern District's under pressure. Bring it out in the direction there of Jake Roe Duggan. Takes the mark across the half-back line. Defensive 50. Dion Munkara on the mark.
Good steady heads by the Southern District's defence. Payne and Roe Duggan. Now Rose in. Again, they look to transfer the play to the far side where they should have some space.
Bowden with the kick is very good. And and got it up to a teammate, and he worked pretty well, did Henry Armour. Yes, it's a good test for Southern Districts to be really challenged here, and they're being challenged. Here comes Will Farrer. Got it, lost it, picked it up again, and then went with the handball. Did it pretty well, gave it off to Marcus Hamilton. Hamilton's going to blaze away from out on the boundary line and do the impossible and kick the goal. Wow, what a goal.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant snap there. And the team thing to do would have tried to just pop it over the top of the goal square. But he's been well and truly in the game from the start as well, and he's took it upon himself. A little bit of Southern Districts magic in return.
So back to the centre of the ground they'll go at the 15-minute mark. It's been a good quarter of footy, the best quarter of footy so far.
Absolutely.
Well, we've seen half a quarter, if you can figure that out.
Get that whiteboard back out and do the sums.
4-3 to 2, 4 goals in the first quarter, 7 goals in the second, and 4 in the third is the tally for Southern District today for their 15 goals and 16 there, 1 in this quarter. Priest gets some space and then blazes the way. His kicking does let him down, doesn't it?
Yeah, he did all the hard work though, the big fella. From the ruck, running onto it. Just couldn't get the accuracy on the run.
What's the message, Jared, for the Tiwi Bombers for this year, do you think? When they go back and review the year, what would be the message?
Start of the season and obviously getting the fitness levels up prior to round 1. Getting some consistency in their squad or their team. I think every week there's been, 4, 5, 6 ins and outs. But if they can capture this and somehow take this quarter and show it during pre-season next year, it should excite everyone. And I think there needs to be that excitement, and that's the challenge for the coaching staff. How do you excite the team week in, week out?
So throw in here up on the wing. 16-9 to 10-8. So they've added a little bit of respectability back to the score with a 3-1 final term. Kick to Farrer and reaches up and takes a super mark. Beautiful mark. Geez, I just love him when he goes there, and that kick in was just superb from, was it Turner, I think? Put it out in front of him, and gee, was good Farrer.
Yeah, absolutely. He hasn't had a lot to do this quarter because it's all been the Tiwi Bombers.
He's directly out in front. He's going to measure it, and he's put it through again. He's got another goal, so he's got. He didn't get any in the third term, but he's picked up one here in the last one to give him 7 for the match.
Brilliant return from the spearhead who kicked his 100 goals today. But it's been the story of the whole game, Charlie, that when the Tiwi Bombers seem to start to build, seem to get some momentum, and they've kicked 2, 3, 4 goals in a row, districts have just had that professionalism, that steadiness to actually work the ball forward, kick it to the right spot, a mark on the lead, go back, set shot, kick the goal just to steady the ship.
So Ogden comes in, tap out of the middle. Goes nowhere. Pack gets over the top of it. So districts have to turn if they want to get this ball to the other end of the ground. They're not able to do it because Vergona Daniels wins it. Goes for Wanamiri. McGinniskin's got the job on. He's the perfect player, I reckon.
He can match Austin Wanamiri for strength, and I think that's where Barker may have struggled a little bit, just the smartness and the strength that Austin Wanamiri has. Obviously, McGinniskin is a bigger, more of a brute of a player. It's going to be hard to push off.
So throw in deep in the forward pocket here for the Tiwi Bombers. Whacked it down, straight into the hands there of Armat, out wide with the kick, and it's a good one too. Finds Duffy. Been okay, Duffy. Goes even further. The searching kick was okay. Gets to Payne. So Payne out on the wing, takes the mark. Just inside the field of play under the scoreboard. 17-9 to 10-8. Transfers back. And then a kick even further out there to find Daniel Turner. Turner for paper talk. Gets him. It's out of bounds on the full. So the free kick's going to go to William Virgil Purantadameri.
WV for short.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Might just call him Virgil, I reckon, because there's not many Virgils playing footy around.
No.
It's a handball over the top, and it's going to be an easy 1-2 for Roe. Duggan can stroll in and miss from point-blank range. Just little things like that you got to do much, much better when you're going into the finals, don't you? This is your rehearsal here. This is where you get rid of all the little yips and bits, don't you?
Absolutely, and you can see that has been the approach from Southern Districts coming into this game. You know, not a lot on it in terms of, you know, premiership points or moving up the ladder for them, but they had to be disciplined enough to push themselves to actually get all the structures right.
Jason Purantatameri. Here's a big test. He went for a flying mark there. AJ Bush got over the top of Jason Purantatameri, let them get behind him. The kick comes out and chance to mark it out there by Babu. He left it behind. You would think the class of, that's a high bump. It was unintentional. He was parked over the footy. It was Henry Armour, and he copped one, a hip. Just a little careless.
Yeah, I think that's a very similar scenario, Charlie, that Ross Tungatala got booked for. Very similar.
So, Jared, I wanted to ask you about that, the suspension rule for the 16 games. What's your make of it all?
Well, I don't know the history of it and how it sort of came in, but my understanding is it's been in for a very long time. So the rule's been there for long enough for every single player that plays football to understand that if you get reported and suspended for 16 weeks, that's it. And I don't understand why the rule would change now.
I think one of the things that's happened, there were some stats revealed to us today on the radio program, that in the last couple of years there's been a real increase in offences that got remands rather than are reported. And that's because the umpires have dealt with them differently. So I think the argument some players are using are saying, well, you need to take that measure across my whole career. You can't, you know, things have changed in the last couple of years, so you can't take away ones that should have got remanded years before when I was actually getting sentenced for them. Although I'm not sure that's a strong argument. I understand what they're saying, but I'm not sure it's a strong argument. It's Cannard, wheels around. Wobbly kick up towards half-forward line. Charge forward there by Lionel Ogden, who normally up in defence. Paper talk there. Good clean-up, Jason Purantatameri. He turned it straight back over again. It's Rosier's kick was good, and he gives it off to Lionel Ogden. Yeah, so it's an interesting one, isn't it? Yeah. You're mulling over it, I can see that.
Yeah. But, I guess pushing the boundaries, and I know we've got to push the boundaries in terms of that's the only way we move forward. It's the only way we make mistakes. It's the only way we learn from it. It's the only way we actually can make the game better. But pushing the line to 16 weeks, knowing the rules, knowing that that's the consequence if you cross that line, it's I guess the rules there. It's black and white for me.
Okay. So the run from defence is Port Jimmy. Up the corridor he goes, takes another bounce. They're going to get him. He went just a couple of steps too far and they were able to get him. Copeland caught with the footy across half-back. Wanamiri's kick is a beauty, gets it right over the top. Will set this up if they can get onto the footy here. This is Farmer to the goal line, and they couldn't keep it out or keep it in. Austin Wanamiri is, you know, we've talked a bit about him, but he just turns it on, doesn't he, every now and then. You can see his obvious class that he does have as a player.
I think full forward's the right position for him.
He's done. He deserves a goal.
Absolutely.
He jumped over the top, grabbed the mark and just continued to run through. He's the star for me in the last month, Michael Dunn. That's a great goal. He deserves it.
Yep, he's just up and about. Oh, he runs on top of the field, Charlie, and can read it really well off the half-back flank. And he I don't know what he was doing in the forward line, but he deserved a goal for his efforts in this game.
Did he make the ABC Player of the Week last week? That's the That's the big question. I can't see him in there, so he obviously didn't have a good game.
Well, he's this game has been a standout for mine. If we're looking back across the 4 weeks, this is by far his best one.
So I was just looking there. I don't see him there at all. But he's had some terrific games. So ball up in the middle here. Can't be much left. 25 minutes almost gone. Bradley Palapamini tries to get free out of middle. Can't get away from the tacklers. Handball over the top. Come away with the footy. Here's the run down to the half-forward line, and if you slip over, give the opposition a real chance. And Austin Wanamiri did that, but his recovery was terrific, and his handball from his knees was great. Ross Tungatulum tries to sock it off the ground. It didn't work. He's on the chase. The little bit of magic deserted him then, and the footy got away from him, and Sutton Districts can run it out of defence here in the closing minutes. Nice kick forward. Barker was good to the wing. Gave it off to the very busy Sleeth, who's been good. That's good measure to Randall on the edge of the square. Randall goes up to the forward line. Once Farah got his hands on it, just couldn't complete the mark. He was up there, and then he got a second chance. Gets himself clear, snaps away at goal. Terrific work from him. Great note for him to finish the day. And he just beat them all in the end. He wanted it more than anyone, and he kicked a great goal.
It was the agility, Charlie, in the end. He just propped, stopped, and spun out of that. And he quickly put it on the boot for a right foot snap, and he's got all the tricks.
It's some goal from a great player. 8 today, and it might be the final score, you would reckon. 18-11 to Southern Districts, 11-10 the Tiwi Bombers. They gave us probably 15 minutes of just terrific footy in this last quarter, but gee, they were outclassed today.
Yep, it sums up the season, I suppose, for the Tiwi Bombers. Glimpses of brilliance. We see Michael Dunn being brought into the midfield. But
so all over, and a big win for Southern Districts. Get your thoughts, Jared.
Yeah, big win. It's workmanlike. It's the performance that they needed. They could have come out here and just gone through the motions. They could have let Tiwi play their game, and geez, if they played it for 4 quarters, it might have been in doubt, but it was a brilliant premiership building win by Southern Districts. They stuck to the structures, stuck to the rotations, and they also come away with a comprehensive win, and obviously achieving the milestone that we all wanted to see today. William Farah kicking his 100th goal in around 10 minutes in the first quarter in 100 years of celebrating NT footy. Better players for the Tiwi Bombers. William Rioli just tried his heart out for 4 quarters, and we saw him in there diving and just scrapping and trying to win the footy for his team. Ross Tungatulum, no one can stop him when he's on. Michael Dunn, we've called him. So any of those players could be named as best players for the Tiwi Bombers. And Austin Wanamiri at full forward, finishing with 4 goals. For the Southern Districts, I think Matthew Payne, again, over 4 quarters, he would have had 30-plus touches easy. And his work rate, compared to last week in particular, lifted. William Farah with 8 goals. Matt Kennard, he chips in for 4 goals. And great support roles by Matthew Rosier and Marcus Hamilton, who I think on the back of a poor effort last week, he come out and made a bit of a statement.
Well, what a win it was. Terrific. They've shown everyone just how good they are. They got it all work done today. They were challenged in that the 4th quarter there by Tiwi Bombers, but they held firm and they've come away with a fantastic win. We're hoping that we can get a chat with Will Farah. We'll see how that all works. We've got Kieran down there on the job, down on the boundary line. We'll see if we can get him. Austin Wanamiri, what's his performance today with 4 goals?
He's just such a focal, and his leadership in particular for the Tiwi Bombers is very important. It's a good sign of respect shown by the Tiwi players to Will Farah. Every single one of them, including support staff, are just congratulating him and saying super effort. He'll be marked in the history books as one of the great full forwards, Charlie, of this competition.
He has 106 goals, so the cameras are out there on him. He's going to make his way off the ground in just a moment. I can see the media hanging around him out there. I hope that they can get him. He may be reluctant. He's not the most media-friendly player in the competition. I don't think he quite likes the attention. Meanwhile, we see Sutton St Mary's out there doing their warm-up, and the Tiwi Bombers together in a huddle out there talking to each other about that game.
What I can say about William Ferry, he might not like doing the interviews, but if the cameras are out, he loves putting on a show. He'll love getting his photo in the paper.
So here he comes. He's coming across. So I think Natasha Medridge got him for ABC Radio, having a bit of a chat with him as he makes his way off the ground. But he does join 3 other players, doesn't he? It's Sutton Districts with 100 goals. We talked about them. Ash Wedding got 100. Alan Jakovic got 100 as well, and Damien Cupido got 100 as well.
So he'll be one of the goal-kicking gods now down in the history books for Southern Districts Football Club. But obviously a remarkable achievement across the whole of the competition, and one marked in the 100-year celebrations. We see our man Kieran Davis getting set up with William Farah.
So we'll get down to him as soon as he's ready to go, but they've got him on the boundary line. So Kieran, will come to you right now.
I have with me the 100-goal man, Willie Farah. Willie, 106 goals for the season. Kicked your second goal early in the first quarter. How did it feel to become the 4th Southern District player to kick 100 goals in an NTFL season?
Still trying to get my head around it. You know, like looking 3 years back, I thought I would never kick over 60 goals or 30 goals to start that. But yeah, no, it's a good achievement, and I'm very proud of it, and happy to have my family, friends, and all the supporters here with it on the special day. So yeah, so very happy about that.
Did you have any goals to kick 100 goals this season? Because last season you kicked 66, I think it was. Do you have any goals to go further than that and maybe get a really big season under your belt?
No, to be honest, didn't really think that I was going to kick 100. I think Shannon Rusker just had faith in me and left me up forward all year. So yeah, and the goals were just coming and coming, so I was sort of fluking it myself as well.
What were your thoughts on your midfield delivery? Because the commentators upstairs reckon if they were in the midfield, they could get you 200 goals a season. So what do you reckon about the midfield delivery this season?
Look, I got to thank them for everything. Like without them there, I wouldn't have kicked as much goals as I can. So I got to thank my teammates first, and yeah, I got to thank the ball delivery coming out of the middle. So yeah, I'm just got to say, if anyone was up there playing forward, they probably would have kicked 100 too with the ball delivery. So yeah, thanks boys.
Thanks, Will. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, Will Farah there. Terrific interview from him. Congratulations to him, and from us, Jared. He was fantastic this year. He's still got plenty left to do though, hasn't he?
Oh yes, obviously it's good for him to get that out of the way in preparation for the finals. But the family's here, the sign's up. Congratulations, 100 goals, William Farah. Great to see that in territory football.
So good win here to Southern Districts. They march on to play in the finals. Tiwi Bombers have got one game left next week against Palmerston. But no problems today. The man of the moment is Will Farah. What a day for him.